who we run with affects our character and ultimately who we are. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Coffee Connect. We get together on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30, and we get into God's Word together with our coffee. My mug today is a mug that I've actually received two of these from two different people within our church that probably didn't know I already had one. That says, Pastor warning, anything you say or do could be used in a sermon. And apparently I've earned this one, so forgive me. But yeah, I don't feel like I tell stories about other people a whole lot, but maybe I do, but be warned, it could happen to you. So we're going to be in 1 Corinthians 15, and we're going to be pray, read, think, write, do. We're going to be going through that 5-step process that we do. So I hope that you're having a good morning, and I hope that you've got your coffee and you've got your mug, whether it says something about you or not. And we're going to be reading in 1 Corinthians 15. And funny enough, this mug and this idea, it actually applies right to what we're going to be talking about here for the next couple of minutes. So hope that you've prayed. And now let's read 1 Corinthians 15, 33 through 34. It says this: "Don't be fooled by those who say such things, for bad company corrupts good character. Think carefully about what is right and stop sinning, for to your shame, I say that some of you don't know God at all." Now, I talked about this past Sunday, and so you can hear a little bit more about this in its full context in regards to what Paul was truly talking about in all of this. But there's also a principle behind this that can be applied to all of us, because while Paul was writing to the church in Corinth, and there were people that were discrediting the doctrine of resurrection and some other things as well. And so Paul's specifically talking to them about that and using this phrase, bad company corrupts good character, which is actually from a comedy that was used in the day, a play that was popular in that time. So he was using popular entertainment to speak to, but the principle behind this remains the same, and it's still a biblical principle. And it feels pretty self-explanatory because it's advice, but it's also an eye-opener, I hope. Who we run with affects our character and ultimately who we are. And there are other verses in Proverbs and other places in the Bible that allude to this principle as well. But Paul really gets to it right here, because we can be very easily influenced by the wrong people and influenced the wrong way, just based purely on who we surround ourselves with, because it does affect us. Now, the word character means a good way of looking at that word is who you are when no one is looking. Or maybe another way to say it, who you are when only God is looking. This will be affected by that. Who you run with will affect your character, who you surround yourself with. And so Paul's clearly talking about that. So what about you? What could you write down? What are some changes maybe that you need to make as we move into the do? I think the right part, again, is pretty self-explanatory here. To have our radar up, to honestly evaluate who we're surrounding ourselves with. Because as you move into the do portion of our study here, I guess the question would be, who are you surrounded with that is keeping you up on the chair, as I like to say? Are they pulling you down, or are they keeping you up? Especially in terms of your spiritual walk. Maybe you need to make some tough decisions. Maybe you need to make some tough decisions, or just some better ones. Maybe an idea is to join a life group at Connect Church. If you're part of our church and you're in the Akron area and you're not part of a life group, a group of fellow believers who come together and do life together and grow in their faith together, this is certainly a action step for you to be able to take, to start by surrounding yourself with followers of Jesus more often. But more than anything, I think we need to start by surrounding ourselves with Jesus more than anyone. And if we do that, we'll end up surrounding ourselves with more followers of Jesus. And that's going to help us stay on the right track. Now, it doesn't mean that we should just completely push aside people, anyone who's not a follower of Jesus. Obviously, that completely removes the evangelistic piece of what it means to be a Christian and to be a follower and to share that. Absolutely. But who we spend our time with the most is going to affect our character and is going to affect our relationship with God. And so even as Paul says here again, just to reiterate that, bad company corrupts good character. Who you spend time with matters. So thanks for joining me. And I hope that you'll like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share this with somebody that needs it. And join me again here next time so that we can have our coffee and connect to Christ's community, purpose, and God's word together.